Hello, welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Almara coming to you with Miracle 56 in the 100 Miracles in 100 Days project, along with the first step of my fifth dimension activation and the Effortless Manifesting Quickie. Let us begin by taking a long, slow, deep breath in, or a soft, gentle breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. The key is to following your breath in. Let's do this several times. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting go of everything that's outside this moment in time. And when you can feel your awareness has moved to within, I want you to begin breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, holding it in between if it's comfortable to do so. And focus on your breath and listen to my words. And just breathe. And if anything comes up, just continue to breathe. And let the source codes that are embedded in my voice help heal whatever is out of alignment for you in this moment. So all you have to do is breathe and not quit. Okay, so we are going to just do the first step of my fifth dimension activation now. So as you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, bring your awareness into your hands, please. And on your next breath in, I want you to raise your hands up, point them to the sun, breathe out and tie that energy from your fingertips around the sun. And then breathe in. Draw a big scoop of that gorgeous light from the sun that gives light and light to every life and light to every living being on earth. Breathe it out through the cells of your being and take the last 5% down into earth. And tie that 5% energy around the big golden sun in the center of Mother Earth. Breathe in and bring all the gorgeousness from the center of Mother Earth, including all the minerals and nutrients and everything you need to sustain your physical life here on earth. Breathe out that energy into your body. Take the last 5% up to the sun. Breathe in. Breathe out into your body, into earth. Breathe in from earth. Breathe out into your body. Take the last 5% up to the sun. Breathe in. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, this one simple exercise does way more than just drawing source light from the sun and bringing all the minerals and nutrients up. It aligns all your meridians. That's why just doing it for 5-10 minutes can have you feeling amazing. It is best to do it standing barefoot on Mother Earth in the early morning sun. But if you can't do that, then you can imagine that you're doing it. If you can't stand, you can sit. If you can't sit, you can lay down on your side. The trick is to imagine that you're in a soft morning sun. And there's just hundreds of stories I can tell you of people that have come to workshops with MS and all sorts of stuff, and then They don't have any of the problems just connecting to the fifth dimension. But this is the first step. And they're wide awake for the whole day. One woman came to a workshop saying that she would probably have to sleep throughout it, and she was awake for the whole day. So it is a simple but profound technique, because we used to have meridian lines that ran from the center of the earth all the way up through our body and up to the sun. These days, most people's meridian lines are stuffed from their head to their toes. So if you do nothing else and you never come along and do my fifth dimensional activator training, just do this step every day and your life will be changed forever because of it. It'll bring you into alignment of all the abundance on earth through the connection to earth. There's just lots of things. So we're going to move on now. And so this is also the place when you're in alignment that you can ask, how can I have a fit and healthy body? How can I manifest my soulmate? How can I manifest $10,000 right now? And let it go. All spirituality is simple. It's been complicated by people who don't really want you to get it, but want you to keep going back to them because they're making money out of it. So, all right, so today's miracle I really wanted to do yesterday. It's a big miracle. And it's going to have some of you like questioning my sanity. But there's lots of witnesses to this one. Well, a few of them anyway. So, and it took me a little while to work out what had actually happened. But yeah, I couldn't tell it yesterday. I'd had like minimal sleep because it had been 27 degrees overnight Celsius. And it was then cooler during the day. It was like only 24 during the day. And my brain just kept wanting to go to sleep because it'd been hot for a week. So anyway, this is Miracle 56, but really should have been Miracle 55. So just breathe throughout this. Just breathe. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, or out through your mouth if you're releasing. And even if it gets to the point of the really groovy part of the story and you go, oh, that's bullshit, just breathe. You wouldn't be listening to this if it didn't have some relevance to you. So, I mentioned yesterday that I'd been around Tilba for a couple of years. That's not quite right. I was in Tilba from mid 2013. And I left at the end of 2019, right before all those big fires started. And I was still on the south coast of New South Wales, but I was up in Mollymook, Narrawalli, Ulladulla kind of way for the next wee while. But I've been kind of moving between in and out the two. But I lived in and around Tilba for about 4 years, and then the next 2 years I was in between the south coast of New South Wales and Victoria. So when I moved out of my house and got a house sitting in a hurry because someone was threatening to kill me, a friend of mine had offered to let me leave my stuff at their house, which was really kind of them. I was going to put it in storage. I said, no, bring it here. And I expected to be gone 5 months. I thought it would take me that long to find a place to live. But as it turned out, I was fully booked for most of those next few years. I was house sitting. And I think that was because Spirit was just keeping me, just kept me moving. So I didn't realize this woman was still trying to find me. Anyway, they locked her up in the end, which was a good thing. So I had all this stuff and I just decided that's it. It was 2 years that had been either on their veranda or in their lounge room. I either gave the furniture away, I sold some of it. But I also had shelves of stuff. And some of that stuff had come from Perth to Queensland, from Queensland down to the south coast, back up to now, not some of it, but I just decided that, and I had obviously gathered more stuff while I was living in Tilba, and there it was sitting in boxes, and I figured if I hadn't used it for 2 years, I didn't want it. So I started going through all these boxes, but it was at a time when it was really stinking hot, and there was no water. Tilba had its own water supply that came down off the mountain. It wasn't connected to any kind of, just the local people ran the water supply that came down off the mountain. And unfortunately, some people had moved in, taken over the nursery, and was running sprinklers 24 hours a day, and caused the whole village to run out of water. So I was stinking hot. I was filthy dirty from, filthy dirty from having, been going through dirty old boxes that have been sitting on a veranda for 2 years, just trying to find what I needed and what I didn't need from these boxes of stuff. In the end, I think I just went, you know what, if I haven't opened this for them in 2 years or whatever, it could just go to the tip. So, and I thought, there can't possibly be anything in there that I need. But a number of years later, I was like, oh, where's those superannuation papers? Anyway, never mind. That's just how it goes. I did get rid of a whole pile of old stuff. It's amazing how when you let go of stuff, old stuff, clutter, what a difference it makes in your life and opens you up. And it was not long after that, that was in the December, and by, I think it was the April, May, I'd manifested that $44,000 in one day. So it really does open up space for new stuff to come in, I've got to tell you. But anyway, going back to, I was there, it was really hot. There wasn't any water to go take a shower or anything because there was no water supply at all. It's amazing how you don't realise how much you need water until you haven't got it. And I remember just thinking to myself, oh God, I would love, and I've mentioned this in the last couple of videos, I would so love a coffee and a scone jam and cream right now. And I could have gone filthy dirty, but I would never have done that. I was absolutely filthy dirty. And I remember just sitting for a moment and having a cup of tea, or maybe I don't even think I had a cup of tea. I think I just took a rest and breathed. But I noticed that shortly after that, I wouldn't have been able to have a cup of tea because there was no water. So I must have just sat, taken a break from standing and going through dirty boxes. But I remember about half an hour later thinking, oh gosh, I feel much better. I've got at least a life. It feels like I had that coffee, scone, jam and cream without even having it. It must have been just the memory of it was in my mind. Must have just been the memory of it. The next time I go to my coffee shop, which was a few days later, like maybe Friday, and this would have been on a Wednesday. I go in and Beck, the lady that I was telling you about who had the store on the corner, she comes out and she says to me, oh, Elle, apparently you came in and got a coffee, scone, jam and cream the other day and you walked out and you didn't pay for it. I said, no, I didn't. And they went, yes, you did. And then Lucy came out, who was the girl, who said she served me. And I said, when? And she said the day. And she said, when you finished, you said, I'll be back later to pay for this. And you didn't come back and pay for it. And I was like, I just don't remember doing it. But I said, because it was, on Wednesday there was no water in Tilba and I was filthy dirty. I thought about coming to have a scone, jam and cream, but there's no way I came. I was filthy dirty and couldn't take a shower or anything. Anyway, I leave it, and I said, look, I'll just pay. They went, no, we can let it go this time. I went, no, I would rather pay for it. And anyway, they wouldn't take my money then, so I just left a $10 tip for them. So But when I got home and I meditated, Spirit said, you did. I went, did I? I went, yeah, you teleported in there. That's why. They went, remember you felt better afterwards? And I went, yeah. So I think I've learnt when you teleport is you don't take money with you. And it was just that there was like 2 witnesses there. So, and I've had other times in my life where people, I remember a woman, oh, she was a young girl at the time. I was like about 10 years older than her, and she remembers telling me the same thing, that she was in Greece and she was really unhappy, and that I had knocked on her door and said, let's go for a cup of coffee. So this would have been like 40 years ago. Let's go for a cup of coffee, but you have to pay. And she said we went for a cup of coffee, and I had given her all this advice so that I stayed during the holiday or whatever. And this was back in the day, so we're going back 40 years, no internet, no mobile phones, $6 a minute to call overseas, and so she didn't even tell me about that until she got back 6 months later and said, oh, remember you came? I said, no. And she goes, you did. And you had a cup of tea and coffee with me. I said, I don't remember it, darling, but it's quite possible. And at the time, I just brushed it off thinking that she was daydreaming. So it's not the first time I've teleported. It's not the first time, but that's the first time in recent years that there was actual proof. Well, I only had her proof back then. This time, it was like, this time I had these people at the cafe saying, nope, you definitely came in. There was 2 of them. You definitely came in. Beck said, well, I saw you here, Elle, but, I didn't know that you hadn't paid. So must be when I said I'll come back later and pay for it, I would pay for it on the Friday. When I saw Beck again, I said to her, this is what actually happened. Apparently I teleported in here and had that cup of tea and coffee. I said, so, I'm sorry about that, but that's what happens when you teleport. You don't take money with you. And she was just like, oh my God, this woman has lost her tree, so to speak, which people are, but they're all the wonderful things that are waking up on earth now. If you know that there is no time and space and everything exists in this exact moment, these are the things that we will be able to do. So when people, when people put all this energy into, the airplanes are blooming causing all this stuff, we'll just learn how to teleport. There's all this environmental damage. We'll learn how to jump timelines and collapse all the old timelines of environmental damage. There's 100 things we could do when you step fully into your power, and that's why you're here on earth at this time. To step fully into your power, into the power that you've always had, long before Christianity came along and said, no, there's good and bad, right and wrong, and if you're bad, you're going to go to hell, and created a false hell to keep everybody controlled, and a lot of you fell for it, myself included for a while. But you are infinitely powerful. We have the power. When enough light workers wake up, we will be able to collapse the old timelines on war, collapse the old timelines on poverty and lack and limitation, collapse the old timelines on environmental damage, and live in peace, prosperity, and abundance for everyone. That's why you came here. So stop pussyfooting around, deal with your shit, step into your light, and you can do that best by stepping into your light and letting go of all that no longer serves you. Because the bottom line is this very moment is the only moment that exists, and it is in the only moment that you can create anything you want in this moment. And if your life is shit, it's usually because you're hanging out in 3D still. If you're still wandering around trying to fix yourself because you think you're broken, well, that's what the problem is, because nobody's broken. You are not broken. You don't need fixing. You just need to remember the magnificence of who you are. And it also means that you're putting 99 to 100% of your energy, usually 99%, into the 1% physical being. If you shift your awareness from the 1% into the 99% untapped pure potential, pure God source that you are, it'll dissolve all those things that you think are the matter with you anyway. If you're new here today, I recommend you go back and listen to the very first awareness activation that we did in early December, before we started adding the miracles in. That will help you get back on track. If you're hanging out in the 1%, then just do that one for 28 days. Then come and listen to the miracles down the track if you want to. But you are so infinitely powerful. There has never been a more powerful time on earth for you to wake up and remember the magnificence of who you truly are. And we will help you do that if you wish to in my 10-week Fifth Dimensional Spiritual Activator program that's coming up in March. The details will be below. I said that they'll be below and I haven't got to them for the last couple of days due to the heat, but it will be there today. As soon as I finish loading this one, I will jump online and load it for you. So just breathe for me. You can just contact me through my website, www.elmaraseraphim.com. You can go to my Facebook page and I have the pinned post there that says all about it. Tells more about what we'll be covering, and you can contact me for a free discovery session to see if it's the right next step for you. All right, I'm going to give you a blast, a 1-minute blast of this fifth dimensional energy. Just breathe it in and breathe it into any part of your life that needs healing. So if you need it in your finances, in your relationships, if you need a new job, just breathe it into that. And enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And breathe. And yawn and burp and sneeze if you need to let go of anything. Or fart. It's all good signs. Energy is moving. So you even feel gurgling in your tummy, which is excellent. Just a sign the light is moving the darkness out of your body. Alrighty. Love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all. Have a truly blessed day. I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.